Hello everyone. I hope you all are having a good week. It's getting beautiful outside and I'm loving it. It's beautiful. So today we will be talking about foods that help to prevent inflammation and foods that helps to reduce inflammation in the body. So what is inflammation? When sometimes some foreign bodies that enter our body, it activates our immune system to fight against it. So the foreign bodies that could enter our body could be virus, bacteria, it could be plant pollen, which we call as seasonal allergies, or chemicals. So um, when these foreign bodies enter our body, it triggers a process called inflammation. Inflammation is basically a natural process that helps our body to fight against the toxins, and it helps to heal and it helps to protect itself from harm. So it's a natural process. However, if the inflammation is continued for a longer period of time, if it is chronic, then it becomes an issue, then it becomes a disease. And chronic inflammation, it can last from weeks, months, or years, and this may lead to various health problems. So there could be two kinds of inflammation. First is the short term, like the acute one, and it includes symptoms like redness, pain, heat, or sometimes we feel the organ little warm, like body part little warm. So that could be a sign of inflammation and swelling. On the other hand, there are chronic inflammations which stay for a long period of time, and they occur in our body, and most of the times they're not even noticeable. We don't even feel that we have something going inside, but there could be inflammation going inside. And these kind of inflammations, they can lead to diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, fatty liver disease, arthritis, depression, and Alzheimer's, and all the other not so like really scary diseases like cancer. And also basically most of all the chronic inflammations, they lead to like serious diseases kind of. That said, there are many things that we can do to reduce inflammation and improve our health. So today I'll be talking about anti-inflammatory diet and lifestyle that can help reduce the chances of inflammation. In doctors' world, they often say that the best medicine resides in your refrigerator, not in your medicine cabinet. So looking for good health, start looking into your refrigerator, start looking into the best of the aisles of the grocery stores. So the goal is to choose the right anti-inflammatory foods, and the foods may help you reduce the risk of illness, and that is the main goal. So consistently picking up the wrong ones could also accelerate the inflammation disease process. Unhealthy foods also contribute to weight gain, which itself is a risk factor for inflammation. So, what are the foods that can cause inflammation? Here, I'm going to talk about few foods that have been linked to cause inflammations. Number one is trans fats. Trans fats, they promote inflammation. Foods that may contain trans fat include margarine, deep fried foods, processed foods, and the processed foods, they are basically most of the time they are designed for a long shelf life, like crackers, cookies, packaged food, so that they can be stored for a longer duration of time, and that is the reason trans fats are used to increase the shelf life. And of course, trans fats are not so great. They cause many problems, and definitely inflammation is one of the mains. And then Try to limit for limiting the trans fats, all these foods. Also some oils like soybean oil, corn oil, safflower oil, cottonseed or wheat germ oils. All of these oils, they are very high in omega-6 fatty acids, and we find these oils in most of the processed foods that we eat. Like 90% of our oil consumption is in the form of omega-6s, omega-6 fatty acids, omega-6 rich oil. So just be careful when you're buying the foods. And then full fat and non-fermented dairy milks. By non-fermented, the fermented are basically cheese and yogurt kind of foods, but not all the cheeses are fermented. So full fat and non-fermented dairy may have some effect on increasing inflammation, but overall dairy does not seem to increase inflammation if you have healthy intestines, if you have healthy gut. Furthermore, fermented dairy like yogurt and kefir, they have a neutral or even positive effect on cardiovascular risk and inflammation. Therefore, consumption of dairy and especially yogurt in moderate amounts may be acceptable part of an anti-inflammatory diet. Other thing, foods that are high in red meat, like red meat intake is also linked to inflammation. It is seen that people who have diets that are very high in red meats, they are at the highest risk of diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and numerous cancers and all. So red meat is definitely something that you need to be careful about. However, even the processed red meats like hot dogs, sausages, and lunch, they may be the worst. They may be the biggest culprit when it comes to inflammation, because these meats are highly processed. Plus, they are red meat. They are from red meat. So, just be careful. Other thing that you need to be careful would be refined carbohydrates, the foods that are high in refined carbohydrates, such as white flour, white rice, and white bread, refined sugar. And because these are easily broken down by the body into simple sugars, and they are rapidly absorbed, and this can cause a large spike in the hormone insulin, which promotes inflammation. So try to avoid the carbohydrates that are easily broken down into sugar, that are very easy for body to break down, because if they are getting broken very easily, then they will cause a spike in the blood glucose, and then that could be leading to the inflammation. So avoid simple carbohydrates. And high fructose corn syrup is one of the biggest thing that you need to be careful about when it comes to simple carbohydrates. It's highly processed, and it is metabolized by the body in a totally different manner compared to how sugar is. So sugar is bad, but high fructose corn syrup is even worse. So just be mindful of that. And now let's look at some of the benefits of anti-inflammatory foods, the foods that may help to reduce the level of inflammation. And the aim is to definitely have an overall healthy diet. So basically base your diet on whole nutrient dense foods that contain antioxidants, and avoid processed foods. So we are going to avoid the foods that are highly processed, and we would be rather choosing foods that are high in antioxidants. So what are antioxidants? Antioxidants, they basically work by reducing the level of free radicals or toxins in the body. So when you have a lot of toxins in the body, then these antioxidants, they work against them, and they help to reduce the free radicals or toxins. So your anti-inflammatory diet should provide a healthy balance of protein, carbohydrates, and fat at each meal. Try to have all of these food groups at one meal, not just to have like a carb loaded breakfast and protein loaded lunch and then fat loaded dinner. So no, it should be all balanced in try to balance all of these in each meal. So along with meeting your needs for the calories, protein and fiber, you should also be mindful of meeting your goals for the vitamins, minerals, fiber, water. They are all important, definitely. So first thing that you need to remember, eat more fiber. Fiber helps to slow the digestion of carbohydrates, basically the simple starches, and that helps to regulate blood sugar level, and also it keeps you full for a longer duration of time. Fiber also encourages recycling of fats in the body, and it also helps to for the growth of good bacteria in the intestine. So fiber is really very important. So the goal is to have good amount of fiber in the diet, and the one first step into eating more fiber would be get into the habit of reading nutrition labels for the packed foods. Always read the label, what is the serving size, and if I'm eating that much serving, how much fiber I'm getting out of it. However, getting good fiber from whole foods is the best. So if you're eating like whole foods like whole grains, whole lentils, whole beans, all of these, they are naturally dense in fiber, then you do not need to read into those labels. So beans and lentils, they're loaded with fiber. So try to have more of these whole foods in your diet. And then keeping track of fiber can be a little tiring. So but if you are eating each meal which is healthy, so it won't, then you don't even have to count the fiber. You know what I mean? Like if you are at every meal you have non-starchy vegetables and whole grains, then you are already reaching your goal for the fiber. So you do not have to sit and count each gram of fiber that you ate. So overall, if the diet is healthy, most probably you will be reaching your goal of the fiber for the day. Other thing, try to eat colorful, well-balanced diet with lots of fruits and vegetables. Diets rich in fruits and vegetables are very important because they are loaded with antioxidants and phytochemicals that are powerful anti-inflammatory nutrients. So try to include more of the fruits and vegetables. Brighter the color of the fruits and the vegetables, most likely more is the nutrient content going to be in there. Compare like if you're looking into dark green leafy vegetables compared to the white lettuce, like the pale white kind of lettuce that has literally not much nutrition in there, compared to dark green kale and all those spinach, all those darker color vegetables. So try to include colors like green, orange, yellow in your diet, because basically you are including more of the antioxidants in your into your system. Other thing that you need to be mindful is to have more of the omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s, they are good. They act as antioxidants. So foods such as cold water fish like salmon, sardines, tuna, they are very high in omega-3s and they help to reduce inflammation. So aim for 2 to 3 servings per week of cold water fish, and each serving is from 3 to 4 ounces is counted as one serving. So try to have like 2 to 3 servings per week of fatty fish like salmon and sardines and tuna fish. Other thing that you can do is to include more tea and coffee. Tea and coffee contains polyphenols, and polyphenols, they help in reducing inflammation. They also contain other anti-inflammatory compounds. So having that cup of tea in and coffee once a day has been linked to reducing inflammation in the body. And definitely you do not have to go crazy with the coffee, but yeah, 1 to 2 cups a day is has been shown to provide some anti-inflammatory properties, especially green teas and all. They are also loaded with anti-inflammatory properties. Certain spices like ginger and turmeric. They also contain important anti-inflammatory compounds. These try to include more of these spices like ginger and turmeric in your cooking. As I move forward, I will definitely be sharing a lot of turmeric and ginger recipes with you, the ways you can include these wonderful, beautiful spices in your daily cooking. So look for more videos in the future. I will be definitely talking about these wonderful spices. So these were some foods. So fiber, omega 3s, fruits and vegetables with lots of colors. They are really good, and tea and coffee to some extent, and then all these beautiful, healthy spices. Try to include them in your diet. And one thing, a lot of research has also shown that vegetarian diet is also linked to reduce inflammation. By vegetarian, definitely, like sugar is vegetarian, but that does that make it healthy? No. So just be mindful when we are talking about vegetarian. It's just cutting about the red meats and all. So goal is to reduce the foods that can lead to inflammation. And yeah, that is it for today. And I look forward to your comments and suggestions. Let me know if you have questions. And thank you so much for watching this video. Have a good one. Thank you.